What's going on, Santa Clara? This is Nima Moridi with the Moridi team. As you all know, I've been working many years with my father, Al Moridi, who started selling real estate here in Santa Clara in the 80s. And I'm a proud Santa Clara Rotarian. I am bringing you your July market update. Now, if you remember what happened back in June, the Federal Reserve left their benchmark interest rate unchanged for the month. And coming into July, we're curious to see, are they going to keep it unchanged? Are they going to do a 25 basis point rate hike? If you recall, back in the 70s, the infamous Paul Volcker, who was at the head of the Fed at the time, his target inflation goal was 4%. So I'm wondering what makes Jerome Powell want to push for 2%. What are we going to do to the economy? Are we going to literally take the sledgehammer and continue to break the economy until we get that target 2% interest rate? I wonder what it's going to take for them to take the foot off the gas. So we'll continue to monitor that and see what happens through the summer months. And I'm going to be reporting back to you on that. Over the past few months, I've noticed that there's been a steady price increase throughout the whole area. It shows the resilience of the housing market here locally. And speaking of the housing market, let's get into the numbers for the single family homes and the condos and townhomes for Santa Clara. So to start off with the single family homes, the median list price of those is coming in at $1,518,000. Now that's down from last month in June when I reported $1,770,000. That's a quite substantial decrease, about $250K. I think that we were a little inflated last month, and now the numbers are starting to look a little bit more steady. Now, interesting enough though, the price per square foot has increased. So that leads me to believe that we're getting into a more realistic price per square foot and list price for the homes in Santa Clara, because the price per square foot for this month is $1,171, while last month it was at $1,021. The median days on the market, 18 days. So from the time a home is getting onto the market and that duration of time until a buyer, a ready, able, and willing buyer is submitting an offer and is getting into contract, that duration of time is around 18 days. In June, we were at 14 days, so that's up about 4 days. The price reductions though, those come out to 30%, which would be considered a healthy market, which is really good to see considering the prices have continued to increase. The price reductions are sitting at 30% right now, while in June last month they were at 20%. So generally speaking, when around a third of the homes are entertaining a price cut before getting into contract, technically speaking, signals a healthy housing market. So interesting to see. Last time I checked this morning, we had 20 single family homes that were able for sale in Santa Clara. Well, last month in June, we're at 25, so it's a slight decrease in inventory. Overall though, there's been an increase in single family home demand month over month from June to July. And the fastest selling out of those single family homes, I noticed there was a few around 1,250 square feet. Think of your mid-century modern home and quintessential home in Santa Clara, that 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,200 square feet on a 6,500, 7,000 square foot lot. Those were literally on the market for less than a day and got into contract. So that leads me to believe that the seller accepted a quick preemptive offer and those are just picked off and taken off the market. So it shows that buyers are out there on the fence looking for right opportunities, and if it makes sense for them, whether it's the layout of the home, the schools, proximity to employers, they're jumping on that. What does that tell us? We are not having an issue with buyer demand in today's market. The buyer demand is there. It's not a buyer demand issue, it's more of an inventory issue, meaning we don't have enough homes for them to put offers on. So that was the single family homes. Hey folks, I'm so sorry to interrupt the video, but I had to tell you about this really cool product that I have called Homebot. Now I use this for all of my past clients. It essentially breaks down all of your financial metrics and insights for the home, whether it's the current mortgage rate, amount of equity you've made, the amount of savings you've made made as being a homeowner and percentage of principal to interest that you've paid off on the loan. There's a lot of metrics that this provides, and it's much better than those websites like Zillow and Redfin as well, because outside of all those metrics that I had just referenced, those websites can be off by like 10% plus or minus. I'm talking the most accurate data that you can get, customizable alerts about when rates drop, and if you were to refinance, how much money you can save, the equity you've made on the property, home equity lines of credit, like if you're looking to trade up or down with your existing property, or you want to pull some money out through a HELOC and go in and buy an investment. If you're interested in this, please reach out to me, because I would give you a monthly report of all of this information, obviously free of charge. My past clients love it. I'd love to offer it to you. So reach out if this sounds interesting. Let's get back. Now let's get into the condos and townhomes. Now for those condos and townhomes, the median list price for those for the month of July, we're at $1,132,000. Last month, wonky data, it seems like I was reporting 694,000. That was artificially low. Right now we're looking at a more realistic number, because that's up substantially from last month. And those to me seem a lot more with the normal terms that I'm usually used to seeing for the condos and townhomes in Santa Clara. The price per square foot comes up to $850 per square foot. Last month we were at $859, so that's down a bit. The median days on the market though, on average, we're at 42 days. Now last month I was at 49 days for June, so we're down about a week. So they're selling a little faster. The price reductions on those, about a quarter. So 26% are entertaining a price cut from the time, again, home hits the market to a time a buyer submits an offer and it gets in a contract. We're looking at around 26 days for those price reductions before that actually happens. Because sometimes a home hits the market, it's just sitting there, the seller will entertain a price cut, and then they'll get into contract. So around a fourth of those. So let's continue on. 19 condos and townhomes, last time I checked this morning, were for sale for the month of July. And that's down a bit from last month in June when I had reported 24. The slight decrease overall for condos and townhomes month over month, with the demand. So we're seeing a little bit less folks, writing offers and going to those open houses for those types of homes. However, on the single family side, as I reported, we're seeing an increase on that. So that just tells me that more folks are looking for single family homes in Santa Clara than your quintessential condos and townhomes. The fastest selling out of those though, I noticed around 1,400 square feet. There was a few of these in that price range. Think of your 3-bed, 2.5 bath. Those are selling after being on the market for 7 days. So that's pretty quick considering that the average days on the market, I was reporting, my apologies, the median days on the market were 42 days. So these ones are getting into contract after 7 days. So again, what does that mean? That means when the buyers are seeing a home that makes sense for them with price, layout, schools, close proximity to employers, they're jumping on it if it makes sense for them. Overall, folks, I'm a data geek, self-proclaimed. I love talking about this stuff. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I always try to provide valuable data for you. I always think of you as the consumer before I make these videos. What's important to you? What do you want to hear about? And if you folks think I missed anything or you'd like me to include anything on my next videos, please drop me a line here in the comment section. I read everything, I comment back, and I make notes on it to add it into my next video, because again, I do this for you folks. I appreciate you tuning in. More next month for the month of August.